All right, welcome everybody to our Sunday service. The spring forward, gaining some extra daylight, feels very nice. My name's Athena, for those that don't know, and I will be helping lead today's service portion. A little bit about Sanctuary Church for those who may not have joined us before. Sanctuary is a 508c1a faith-based organization. We use psilocybin mushrooms as a sacrament to connect us to divinity. It is our sincere belief that the consumption of psilocybin-containing mushrooms is a communion, which brings us closer to what's commonly called God. We understand this concept as pure consciousness, which permeates all being. This pure consciousness is, we believe, the ineffable source of creation and the origin of health and well-being. Our faith in sacred mushrooms stems from prehistorical use by our ancestors and personal experiences of our modern members. It is our belief that psilocybin-containing mushrooms are one of the greatest sacraments that nature offers, raising our awareness so that we can access a direct connection to the source of life. We should not be mistaken for a medical or therapeutic organization. We encourage anyone facing trauma recovery or mental health issues to work in conjunction with a psychiatrist, psychologist, or accredited therapist. Our objective is to help and support you in reconnecting with the universal source of healing, your own divine spirit. As we get ready to begin today's service, we ask that you mute your mics if they are not muted already. We want to let you know this meeting is being recorded, which if you have any questions about, feel free to reach out privately. A portion of this service, we will invite you to journal. So now's a good time to grab a notebook and pen if you'd like to participate in that. And please do, if possible for you, find a comfortable space where you can relax and be present for the service. The service portion of our gathering is around 30 minutes of silent participation on your part, during which time we will begin with a short meditation. We'll read the poem which the church has adopted as our acknowledgement of oneness with all that is, titled A Litany of Gratitude. A reading from our rotating text, currently Practicing the Power of Now, along with an opportunity to journal your thoughts around the reading. A reading from our main text, the Tao Te Ching, and after that we'll bring the official service to a close and open it up to an optional discussion period led by Eric, which we've allowed 90 minutes for until noon Eastern, and do invite you to participate if you feel called. With that, welcome. Thank you for joining our sanctuary community and celebration. As we begin our statement of faith, we recognize that this statement does not exhaust the full extent of our faith. We believe that sacred mushrooms are a primary source of personal and divine revelation. We seek counsel from the mushroom to find direction and inspiration in our faith practice. And we believe that all individuals who seek true revelation from divinity can do so. I invite Christine to lead us in our meditation this morning.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Athena. Can you hear me okay? Okay, thanks. We're going to start with our breath. Breath is life itself. So getting yourself comfortable in your chair or couch, whatever you're sitting on, in that way of allowing it to support you during the next few minutes. And simply begin to notice your breath. Observe it as it is. Notice the in and out of your breath. and even the rise and fall of your abdomen. You can place your right hand on your abdomen and your left hand on your heart center, gently and softly. Noticing now how the palms of your hands embrace your belly and your heart. Breathing in and out, softly coming into a deeper presence within yourself. Just taking this time and space to connect. Allowing any thoughts that emerge to just be seen. Not having to do anything with them at this time. It's simply witnessing. And keep coming back to your breath if you forget. Just allowing yourself to be with your breath as it breathes you, as it gives you life. In every moment. Ah. And you might allow yourself to exhale with the sound of awe, a universal sound of awe, and see how that feels. Ah. And just a couple more times before coming back into or joining in, connecting deeper to the loving presence in this community of beautiful people. Ah, thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Christine. Now just take a moment to recognize our subtle sacrament ministers and those partaking in subtle sacraments, sending them love along their journey. We'll begin our litany of gratitude this morning. I invite you to unmute your mics if you'd like and join me when I say, we live in all things live in us. We live by the sun, we feel by the moon, we move by the stars. We live in all things, all things live in us. We eat from the earth, we drink from the rain, we breathe of the air. We live
in all
things.
things. All things live in us.
We call to each other. We listen to each other. Our hearts deepen with love and compassion.
We live in all things. All
Things
things
live in us.
We depend on the trees and animals. We depend on the earth. Our minds open with wisdom and insight.
We live in all things. All things
live in us.
We dedicate our practice to others. We include all forms of life. We celebrate the joy of living and dying. We live in
all things.
all things.
Live in us.
We are full of life. We are full of death. We are grateful for all beings and companions. Thank you, everyone. If you would please resume your mute. And we'll go into our first reading this morning with Susan helping us.
Good morning. I'm going to change the word pain body to suffering, guys. It helps me. Sorry. Once you have understood the basic principle of being present as the watcher of what happens inside of you, and you understand it by experiencing it, you have at your disposal the most potent transformational tool. Observe your attachment to your pain. Be very alert. Observe the peculiar pleasure you derive from being unhappy. Observe your compulsion to talk or think about it. The resistance will cease if you make it conscious. You can then take your attention into the suffering, stay at present as the witness, and so initiate its transmutation. The first thing to remember is this: as long as you make an identity for yourself out of the suffering, as long as part of your sense of self is invested in your emotional pain, you cannot become free of it. Why? Quite simply because you want to keep yourself intact, and the pain has become an essential part of you. This is an unconscious process, and the only way to overcome it is to make it conscious. To suddenly see that you are or have been attached to your suffering can be quite a shocking realization. The moment you realize this, you have broken the attachment.
Thank you, Susan. We'll now take a few minutes to reflect on this reading. If you have your journal nearby and would like to write it down, we do encourage that. We have a journal prompt for you. Do you have an old pain you refuse to let go? Why are you holding on to it? I'd like to begin finishing up your thoughts. Start to move into our next reading. The paradoxical nature of life and its mysteries are best experienced through the ineffable space we find in our communion with the mushroom. For more than 2,000 years, the Tao Te Ching has provided guidance and instruction for exploring the paradox of existence. It is for this reason that we employ the Tao Te Ching as our primary sacred text and invite all to study it further as you delve deeper into the mystery of life. I'm going to Kevin to help us with our next reading.
Good morning. Tao Te Ching, chapter 16, my favorite number. Attain to the utmost emptiness. Cling single-heartedly to the interior peace while all things are stirring together. Only contemplate the return for flourishing. As they do, each of them will return to its root. To return to the root is to find peace. Oof. To find peace is to fulfill one's destiny. To fulfill one's destiny is to be constant. To know the constant is called insight. If one does not know the constant, one runs blindly into disasters. If one knows the constant, one can understand and embrace all. If one understands and embraces all, one is capable of doing justice. To be just is to be kingly. To be kingly is to be heavenly. To be heavenly is to be the one with the Tao. To be the one with the Tao is to abide forever. Such a one will be safe and whole, even after the dissolution of his body. So true.
Thank you, Kevin. We'll begin closing out our service now. I invite Amy, help us with announcements.
Good morning, everybody. Eric's going to be leading our monthly Sacred Circle this Wednesday from 6 to 8 at Clifton Universalist Unitarian Church on Payne Street off Frankfurt Avenue. This event is offered at no cost for official sanctuary members and is suggested $10 to $20 for non-members. See our events calendar on sanctuary.org to register. And this Tuesday from 7:30 to 9 Eastern, Bill Protzman will be offering an experiential Meet Your Power music workshop. Bill is a sanctuary certified cleric and longtime musical self-care expert. He has brought therapeutic music workshops to prisons, the VA, hospice centers, and now to sanctuary. This workshop is open at no cost to sanctuary members and will be offered every other Tuesday from 7:30 to 9 Eastern. You can find the Zoom link to access this workshop in your member portal. We currently have a handful of remaining spaces open for our April 14th through the 16th camping retreat in Williamsburg, Kentucky. To learn more and register, please visit the Sacrament Services area of your official member portal. And becoming an ordained minister gives our members the fundamental education, greater protection, and continuous support to administer sacred mushrooms to ourselves and friends and family who are also official members. If you will have been a member for 4 weeks by the program start dates, you can submit your application for the next cohort of April through June Subtle Sacrament and My Self-Minister and Cultivation certification programs. Registration will officially open this Wednesday and close 1 week later on March 23rd. We are so honored and grateful to be off to such a great start with now 65 plus members who have registered for these programs. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Amy. All right, fundraising. James.
Hi, everybody. I think, as usual, there's not a real specific fundraiser that we're running right now, but obviously everything that people are doing in terms of reaching out, representing the community, supporting each other, and taking advantage of these subtle sacrament minister programs and camping retreats all does have great impact in the success of the church. I think also, as we see more and more people signing up for the various minister programs, we're clearly getting to a threshold. I mean, we're at 74 people here today, so we're growing and growing. And I really see more and more people stepping up and taking ownership over the success of this community and the health and vibrance of it. And that's so amazing to see. That's a major sort of looking glass moment for any sort of organization or church or community like this. That moment where, while still celebrating and respecting how much the core team is bringing to the community, members start stepping up and adding to it, as opposed to just coming for comfort themselves. So thank you so much to everybody who is doing that. I really have noticed a change in energy over the last couple of months, and it's thrilling to see. So really looking forward to it, and keep your ears open for more specific fundraising in the future. And if you have ideas for things that the church could be doing that you could champion or spearhead, I always reach out. There's always more that could be done.
Wonderful. Thank you, James. Nancy will be helping us with our membership.
Hello, everybody. So we are welcoming Anne from Georgia, Yeshua from Maine, Tony from Kentucky, Skylar from Arizona, Dave from New Hampshire, Stephen from California, and Patty from Indiana.
Welcome.
Yes, welcome everyone. For those that have not started or looked into our membership process, it is a 5-step process, and you can learn more about that on our website at info@sanctuary.org. All right. We've come together with intentions of service to the land and all its inhabitants. It is in our hearts to go forth into the world with a collective consciousness. We encourage you to stay for continued fellowship and conversation around our readings today. And for those unable to stay, we thank you for being with us. As we further our conversation, please remember that all perspectives are welcome as we search for the spiritual truth that unites us all. Much love to everyone this morning.